Alright guys, today I've got a kind of special game I had in the Pommern. I actually got 11 torpedo hits, which is kind of insane in this thing, and I just kind of want to go through how I played it. This isn't necessarily going to be how to do this exactly, I just want to kind of take you through my mindset and how I'm thinking. As you can see, I have a destroyer that's already dead in the A cap. I'm starting this a little bit early on, but I haven't even done damage yet, and my destroyer's already dead. So this is gonna be a rough game. um, you know that as soon as a DD dies that quickly. It's pretty incredible actually that he's dead in less than four minutes. So my whole thought here was, oh, I'm gonna go to the flank and try and support my team. Normally I'd want to just charge into B. But as you can see, my other battleship on this side did charge towards B, so we do need a battleship presence out here. So even though the Pommern is, of course, a close-range brawler, I am out here trying to help my team. The positioning is more important. Sorry. The positioning is more important in a battleship than what battleship you have. So if I was to go to B, that would leave our team in a way weaker position than if I wasn't out here. Despite me not being the best at long range. You could still do a little bit of stuff, but I mean, these guns are not meant for long range at all. So we're just kind of trying to not overplay our hand here. We're pretty heavily outnumbered, I'd say, on this side. So we're trying not to take as much damage, and that's why I'm angled away, backing in. As you can see, a Cyclone's coming in this game, which is, spoiler alert, going to be why we can get 11 torpedo hits. And we're trying to save as much health as we possibly can for that. Oftentimes what I see myself doing, and I'm sure a lot of other people do as well, is you see a Cyclone and you get super excited for it, and you're just so ready to brawl that you push in too early, and you just happen to lose too much health, so that when you do push in that Cyclone, you just die. In fact, I've even died before the Cyclones hit because I've just been trying to push up so much. So I'm trying to work on being a little bit more patient, and that does involve being a little bit less effective, because we're just shooting at long range right now. As you can see, our dispersion's not amazing. You could shoot high explosive, I guess, at some of these like angled battleships like Yamato, but I don't know. I just don't want to use HE. Unfortunately, the DD does get a couple torps into us. Yeah, that's just kind of unlucky that we eat two there, but we eat them on the stern, so we can heal more. So that's kind of the trade-off, I guess. Something you should know with torpedoes in a battleship: when you eat them on the stern or the bow, or I guess anywhere there's not really torpedo protection, they deal more damage, but you can heal back more of that damage. So it's a bit of a trade-off where if you eat the torps on your torpedo belt, it deals less damage, but it counts as citadel damage. So you can only heal the regular 10%, I think, that battleships can heal of citadel damage. Whereas bow and stern, you can heal more. So as you can see, we healed up to, nearly 70k HP, so that's not bad. And that's kind of something if you have time to consider, if you have heals available, you do want to eat torps on the bow and stern, unless you have an insane torpedo belt like 60% or something like that. But if you're trying to not use your damage control, or you're trying to save your heals, that kind of stuff, you do want to eat it on the torpedo belt, because that will deal the least amount of damage to you. So here we're just waiting. As you can see, I'm just waiting behind this island for the Cyclone to pop. Patience is important. You can see the Cyclone takes a while to tick down. Even after it started, it stays at like 30 kilometers for quite a long time, actually. So patience is a key here. But now we push in with our team, which is really good. I was really happy to see my team pushing in like this. Somehow we don't kill the Des Moines there. But hey, secondaries are a thing, right? Pretty nice. So here I want to talk about something that the Pommern struggles with, and that is giving broadside. Yes, you have a turtleback, but it's not a very good turtleback in that if you're slightly turning at all, you can lift it high enough that people can citadel you. So Pommern really needs to stay angled much more than other German battleships. And other German battleships still want to be angled, by the way. You can't just give full broadside and expect to take no damage. Sure, you're not going to eat citadels, but I mean, in a Montana, I've 40k to Kurfürst before, broadside, no citadels. You just full pen everything. So you don't really want to be eating that kind of damage. So angling is still important in these ships. So you're going to see me try and do my best to angle to the battleships coming in. In fact, I focused a little too much on angling near the end, and you'll see I actually ground, and then that kills me. But before then, just keep an eye out for my damage. We have 46,000 damage at this point, which is not bad for this point in the game, but it's about to go up. We're about to kind of wreck this enemy team a little bit, and we do end up actually winning this game somehow, despite it looking so bad at this point. So here's our first little torpedo strike. I'm not sure what the Hipper was thinking. Maybe he thought I didn't have torps or something, but fortunately the Alaska stopped in time to let me get that one. And then fortunately the carrier takes out the DD. I probably could have dealt with that, but not without getting torps off. As you saw, to dodge the Hipper torps, I stayed in a straight line going at constant speed to bait him into shooting his torps off at that angle on the gray line, and then as soon as I see him do that, because I have hydro, I can slow down and turn in and dodge all his torps. So something to keep in mind as far as dodging torps goes. You don't want to maneuver until you think or you know they've shot their torps. If you don't have hydro, you do it when you think they've launched their torpedoes. And here's our next set of torps that are going in. I don't know how, but somehow I don't actually kill this guy with this shot here. Like, that to me should be more than one citadel. It's good damage, but it should be more than one citadel. We got Lucians activated, so now you're going to see our secondaries just going insane. This ship's so fun in these scenarios, man. It's so much fun. So now we're going to turn around and try and help our team hold off the push. If I was feeling like playing it safe, I would just stop here. I would stop here, angled away from the guys pushing in, because their team is pushing from the A flank. They will be pushing in with a Georgia, a Pommern, and a Yamato. So if I was feeling like playing it safe, I would definitely have stopped where I was there, angled away, and just secondary them as they come in, and that probably would have been good, honestly. A little bit more consistent. But I kind of feel like getting in there with some people every once in a while. You know, these situations don't happen very often, where I'm in a Cyclone, I've dealt 160k damage already, and I still have over half my health pool left. So here, I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect that Yamato to pop up there. I should have expected it, but I didn't. So now I'm in a tricky situation where I'm stuck between two battleships, and I'm pushing in and a third battleship. So I have to try and angle to everybody, which is really hard to do. So you're going to see me try and time reloads. So I know the Georgia's reloading at this point, so I'm going to try and turn into the Yamato. I don't know what my rudder's doing. Unfortunately, my torps broke on that left side. Otherwise, I might have got more torpedo hits. But I don't know what's going on, but I'm not allowed to citadel these guys. Georgia gets 20k into me, which is really bad. But here you can see I misplayed. I should have been turning much sooner, and I probably could have lived then because of that. The other thing to note is I should have launched my torps to hit some on his bow, because I hit every single torpedo there on his belt. And, well, that's good, you know, to land 4 torpedoes. They didn't deal a ton of damage. As you can see, my secondaries aim for citadels. If you didn't know, they aim at the citadel of the ship. So at close range, they're essentially useless, at least when you're against broadsides. Here, again, I don't know how I didn't kill him. We got 3 citadels on and 4 hits out of 6 guns there. Kind of crazy, but pretty solid game, honestly. I had a ton of fun in this one, and there you go, 11 torpedo hits, 255k damage, and 5 citadels, devastating strike. It's a good time, man. If you don't have Pommern, you need to get it. You just need to get it.